we're just going to be going over some aspects of downshifting and engine braking. Very simple way that I downshift or engine brake. There's kind of two ways to downshift, and I'll kind of go over both of them. First, looking at the bike, what you'll want to do is, if you're ready to downshift, first thing you want to do is let off the throttle, pull in the clutch, shift down, and then slowly release the clutch and apply the throttle. So that's a very simple way, not having to do anything extra on how to downshift. Another way is when people rev match, and you've probably heard the term blip the throttle. For those of you who don't fully understand blip the throttle, you're gonna give the throttle a little blip to get it to match the RPMs of the lower gear. Because of course, once you shift down to a lower gear, RPMs will go up based on the higher gear that you're in. You want to blip the throttle to get it to that. So pretty much the same aspects. You'll let off the throttle, pull in the clutch, downshift one, blip the throttle, and slowly release the clutch and apply the throttle at the same time. So sitting on the bike, regular downshifting in very slow motion would say you're already going, would look like this. You're going, you're ready to downshift, you're letting off the throttle, you're pulling in the clutch, you're going down one gear, you're slowly releasing the throttle, slowly releasing the clutch and applying throttle. So one more time without me walking through it, but I'll do it in very slow motion. To do downshifting or engine braking with the throttle blip, I'll do it in slow motion while walking through it. So you're on the throttle, you're ready to downshift, so you let off the throttle, pull in the clutch, go down one gear, blip the throttle, slowly release the clutch, and apply throttle. So again, without talking through it, but still slow motion. Okay, and some of those things, they really kind of just happen almost simultaneously. You'll get the feel of it. Things don't really overlap, but they're done simultaneously, so it happens a lot faster. So for example, if I was just going to downshift without applying throttle, it would take about this long. And whether you were going to blip the throttle or not, which would look like this, then you'd blip the throttle. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit about it on the road. So let's get this guy started. All right, I'm in second gear now. I want to make this left turn. I could slow down a bit by getting into one. Just like that if I'm blipping the throttle. And now I'm in one. So again, it kind of happens that fast. It's super simple once you get a hang of it. I'll be going downhill here, so it's a little bit weird to kind of try and engine brake through this, because definitely will have to do a little more than engine braking this to get myself to slow down at the stop sign at the bottom of the hill. But I'll do it again. So if I'm gonna get downshift into the 2 by doing that, get into 2. Okay, and like I mentioned before, I love blipping the throttle on this street bob. It sounds really good with those Vans and Hines short shots. I wanted to take this corner a little bit slower, I could definitely lose some speed by downshifting just like that, and I've lost some speed. And then I could take this corner a lot slower without even having applied any brakes. One thing I always suggest though, don't start engine braking mid-cornering. You want to do it while your bike is still straight up. Just like you wouldn't rear brake in a corner, engine braking is essentially rear braking because it's stopping power from going to that rear wheel. Okay. So if you want to kind of demonstrate on the straightaway, I want to slow down a little bit from what I'm going now. I'm gonna release the throttle. There, down in the fourth. Alright, that was probably really loud with my visor, so I'll do it one more time. I'll get into 5. I want to kind of slow down over this blind hill. Like that. So again, release throttle, pull in clutch, downshift, flip the throttle, and slowly release the clutch and apply the throttle again. Again, coming into this curve, while my bike is still straight up, downshift a little bit. Suggested speed of 20 on this, which I don't think is necessary at all because I'm taking it at over 40 and it's completely comfortable. But again, that's kind of how I downshift to lose a little bit of speed before this corner. So, like you heard in your MSF course, if you've taken it already, into the corners, you want to slow down before the corner, and then you kind of look where your corner is. You press the handlebars in the direction of where you want to lean, and then you roll on the throttle. So, for example, the suggested speed on this one is 20. I'm going about 50. I'm slow it down a little bit by downshifting, flipping the throttle to rev match, and that was very easy to take this corner. I was able to slow down a good amount in just that small amount of time. So, for here, I don't need the downshift. I'm simply going to engine brake, letting go of the throttle. And then back on again, slow look, press, and roll for the most part. Like we've talked about before, slow look, press, and roll is what we're taught in the MSF course. That's a good starting point, but it's definitely not gospel, I'd say, when it comes to cornering, which I'll go into more depth in other videos. So I'm going to down brake to stop at the stop sign here. So again, throttle off the throttle, downshift, lift the throttle and down here. And you can see that was a little bit jerky, but it's a good example of how fast, if you let go of the, you can really lose speed by downshifting. I really wish I was not behind this van, because there is a series of good corners up here that I really wanted to show you that I could primarily make it through without doing any braking before or during the corner, just by slowing down while I'm straight up. This corner going left is one of them. Let me see if I can create some space between him and I. No, I can't. He's going way too slow. I'm bogging the engine out trying to so you always press in the direction you want to go, which would be kind of pulling on the right side. So you can always corner by kind of going the other way, and I can talk about that. So you can see here that I just did. I had to downshift a little bit because another one of those people just wants to ride their brakes down the hill, going nearly 19, 18 miles an hour. And again, on this not very sharp corner, a lot of braking. I get downshifting it too, just like that. just to make sure I keep a distance between me and that van in front of me. Of course, this with my GoPro filming in wide angle, I don't look quite as close to that van as I really am. So as of, for example, at this distance, I'm about a car and a half lengths away from him, not whatever appears on the GoPro. And I'm going to keep that distance, and I'm going to increase that distance because he or she is driving very poorly, and I've increased that distance without any brakes, just all engine braking. Very, very quick example of engine braking is literally let go of the throttle, boom, and you can just see how much the bike starts to slow down just from that. This road is a little bit wet, so I'm definitely going to take these corners a lot slower through this tight road over here, which y'all have seen me on my bad angle video ride through here. But like, for example, downshift again, we get into 2. Mainly I don't want to bog out going up this hill, so another good way to just the downshift. Wasn't really trying to lose speed there, just downshifting into 2 so the RPMs don't bog out. And if you don't know what I mean by bog out, it's that when your RPMs are really low for the gear you're in, you need to downshift. I know most of y'all probably very comfortable with clutch and throttle control, but just in case you don't know, if your engine is bogging out because you're at like 1,000 RPMs only, you probably want to downshift. So I'll do it one more time around this corner, very nice and smooth. Boom. There, and come around here, and I'm just gonna ride it on 2 the whole way up this hill. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you need me to clarify anything, or the way I explain things are confusing. The feedback would be great. And if you are a very experienced rider, much more experienced than me, which is pretty much everyone, because I just started riding, but if you're a much more experienced rider and you have a different way of doing it, or different tips on how to downshift or engine brake, let me know, and I can learn from all those things and see if there's a more effective way of me doing it. So again, downshifted to 2 to hit that wet spot around this bend over here. But yeah, so hope this was helpful again, and hopefully for people who are thinking about getting into riding or riding already but are new like me and haven't kind of mastered techniques like this, that this is helpful. If you're thinking about getting into riding and completely new, watching a video on downshifting and rev matching is probably not the best kind of video. You got to go with clutch and throttle control, and the difference between counter weight, counter steering, and the difference between like handlebar steering and push steering, which I plan to release videos like that too, if videos like this have been found helpful by y'all. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Have a blessed day, y'all. Thank you.